Hello everyone, this is Tina with Tiaz's Treasures. Today I have for you a quick unboxing and some cards from the August 2023 Pink and Main Crafty Courtyard box. So let's go ahead and see what's in here. Put that off to the side. Some lovely pink tissue paper. I have not looked at this. I did see it online when it first was released, or when I guess Michelle told us what was going to be on the kit. I haven't seen it since then though. So let's take a look at the colors. Ooh, we get Salon, which is pink. Dress Shop, which is a darker pink. Street Light, which is a nice bright yellow. Moss, which is a kind of a fun green. Reminds me a little bit like of Tim Holtz Citron. We get Riverwalk, which is a light blue, good for skies. Asphalt, which is black. And then 2 sheets of 100-pound white cardstock. So that's our colors. Take a look at what else we get. Always comes in this great bag. The cardstock fits better if it's cut in half. I think you can kind of force it in here, but you might end up with a little bit of curling. So I like to cut it in half if I'm going to be storing it in my bag. And we have pattern paper. Is this, no, I'm gonna have to, I want to look at it. I'm gonna have to take off the little sticker. Come on, off with you. And I tore my cover a little bit, no biggie. Now I'm tearing the back cover again. I don't care. Okay. Polka dots. Little hexagons. Ooh, that's pretty. Obviously we're gonna have bees, I think. Blue stripes. That's a nice pattern. More little hexagons. Oh, look, cute little bees. Those are nice. Oh, these are adorable. Little bees. Oh, that's pretty too. Nice. We have black stripes, diagonal stripes. Nice plaid. This is fun. And nice floral there. I like that too. Looks like little honey drips. And black hexagons, and we are back to the dots, so it repeats. So we get 24 sheets, basically 12 patterns. So 12, yeah, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so 12 double-sided sheets. I can't believe I had to count that. Yeah. Ooh. Some fun little confetti that matches everything. Enamel dots with glitter in them. Ooh, look at here. We have 5 little cute bees. Be happy, happy bee day. Sweet as can be, let it be. Little honey, little honeycomb, honey pot. A little line where the bees had been, another one with little heart, and some florals. And they have matching dies. The sentiments don't, but everything else does. Why is it when like one card kit comes out with bees, you see it like other card kits? I think Simon Says has bees this month too. And you know, they put these things in, they plan them months and months in advance. So it's not like they're copying off each other. Just maybe they've decided it's the last month of summer. We need bees. I don't know. We get a fun embossing folder. It's got the little like hexagons. You You can use your little beehive. Each one of these is darkened. I suppose you can color those if you want, but it's just going to raise them. It's not going to look like that. And then we get another little one. This is a big stencil that's got half of the hexagons, and then it's got the little wreath where you could do this right over that stamp. So if you don't want to, like, if you want easy coloring, you can put it right over and color it. You might have to mask off a little bit of the leaves if you want different colors. And then there's one for the bee. Which bee is this? Or is that a bee? I mean, I know it's a bee. What I'm saying is, no, it doesn't match any of the stamps, but you can make your own little bee with this, because you can do like yellow and do the body like yellow and mask off those, and then black for the little stripes and little antennae, and do the wings. Oh, that'd be cute. Anyhow, I am going to think this over and we will make some cards. So let's go. So starting out here, I am going to go ahead and I am going to stamp all the little bees and the 4 sentiments and our little like honey pot, basically everything except for the floral wreath and a couple of the hearts and stuff. And I'm going to color them afterwards, but I am going to end up using all of the bees, and I've got this sped up a little bit. And the trick is not to like try to talk at double time just because I've got it sped up double time. But anyhow, I've got my bees down and my sentiments, and I am going to stamp them using Memento black ink because I want to do some Copic coloring. Now, I would have had this video out for you a couple days ago, except my laptop decided that it was not going to charge anymore. Nothing wrong with the battery, and as far as I can tell, there's nothing wrong with the cord because I bought a new one. It just took a lot of fiddling. I finally got it charging, but I think I'm going to have to take it in, which is a pain because I do all my editing on this laptop. So I do have a Simon Says Stamp video to do as well. And hopefully I will be able to get that out for you within the week. So as you saw, I stamped out my little bees, and now I am going to stamp out these little honeycombs. I'm going to do them in some yellow bumblebee color Stampin' Up ink. I forget I have this ink sometimes. It's kind of in a corner of my craft room, and I got all the colors right when I started getting into card making. And I really don't use the ink that much anymore, but there's nothing wrong with the ink. They've got some great colors. I just, like I said, I forget I have it. I like using Simon Says inks or Tim Holtz and I've got like all the colors of the Tim Holtz oxides. I don't have any of the inks except for some of the tiny ink cubes. And it's probably more than you really care about. So anyhow, I got all my little bees colored and die cut. I had filmed me coloring the bees, but I did not get them uploaded to my laptop, and I'm kind of afraid to mess with uploading anything else right now till I figure out what's going wrong with it. So you missed me coloring, which is okay. It's just basic black, yellow, and blue for the bees. Actually, the black was the stamp pad, so it was just yellow and blue and real simple coloring. So with this here, I took some yellow cardstock from my stash because I wanted a lighter yellow than what came in the kit, because I want to do some inking with this stencil, and I wanted to use a brighter yellow, and I didn't think it would show up on the yellow that came with the kit. So again, I took some Stampin' Up ink.
I believe it's a different color than the bumblebee. I wanted something a little bit lighter than the honeycombs. And I'm using an ink pouncer. I haven't used this before. I bought these from Amazon. They're cheaper there than the name brand ones. And I love how you can just pounce and not worry about like moving a real fine stencil out of the way like you would do with blending foams or even your blending brushes. Now, I don't care that this isn't a perfect, the ink's not perfectly even. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit splotchy just because it gives a little extra texture. And um, so as you can see, I've got like my yellow background with my little kind of honey colored ink on it. And I'm using a waffle flower, one of the waffle flower, what is it? The acrylic? No, it's the, I'm tripping over my own tongue. I don't remember what it's called because I'm not in my craft room right now to look at it. But the new waffle flower mats that you can use as sticky mats, and you can use them for stenciling and in your MISTI and all sorts of things. And I'm finding I really like it because it holds the cardstock down. It's not like a glue holding it down, but it just grips it enough that your cardstock doesn't move all over the place. So I am taking a piece of pattern paper that I cut on the diagonal, and we're going to put that on the bottom of this card front here. And it's just the cutest little pattern paper with all the little bees. And I just love the way that it looks with the stenciled yellow background. And I am going to take one of my colored in bees and one of the sentiments. I fussy cut the sentiment um, that, let's see, what does it say? Be happy. And I just fussy cut around it because I wanted a little bit of, well, I don't know if you'd call it dimension. I just didn't want it to be really squared off. And I'm just kind of adjusting it here, making sure I've got all the sharp little edges cut off. I'm not the best fussy cutter. As a matter of fact, I'm not really that great at it at all. So I love when, you can get dies, and I love when the dies cut out the sentiments. So I'm going to use our little sleepy bee here, and I'm going to put both the sentiment and the bee on the diagonal line. And then I am going to come in with a few of the glitter enamel dots because I just think this card needs a little bit something, a little something extra. And I end up using 3 of the light blue enamel dots that kind of match our little bee's wings. And I think these are just the cutest bees. They've got these cute little faces, and I colored in their little cheeks with little pink, a little pink marker. So they've got pink rosy cheeks. And I'm just putting my little 3 enamel dots kind of in a triangle there. I thought about putting some on the bottom as well, but I just love this pattern paper and didn't want to cover it up at all. So that's it for our first card. And I just love all these cards. This is a real cute card kit. So for this second card, I've got some of the bright pink paper, and I also took the matching pink pattern paper. And as you can see, like normal, I'm trying to bribe you with glue into liking my video. And I'm just gluing down that first piece of pink cardstock, and that's going to act as our frame around my pattern paper. And the pattern paper is this little pink like circles with florals, and they've got little honeycombs. And I'm just going to glue that down And then I am going to use some of my bees and my little honeycombs on it. Now I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want everything to lay out, because I know what I want on the front of this card, but at this point I'm not exactly sure where I want everything to go. I just know I want one of the honeycombs in the top right, and or rather the top left and the bottom right, and I end up moving the bigger honeycomb down into the bottom right corner because I think it looks better down there. Now if I had to do it again, I think I would have used a slightly lighter color of yellow ink for these honeycombs, but I didn't feel like redoing them again. I mean, why waste them? They work, and they are kind of a pretty honey color, I think. Because, well, honey actually, if you think about it, it's kind of depending on what flowers are used by the bees. It's kind of a yellowy brown. I mean, I've seen some honey actually that's almost a deep brown. Again, it just depends what kind of flowers the bees are getting their nectar from. And that's about all I know about bees and nectar. I don't know a whole lot about bees. So I'm going to glue down my little two bees and use the sentiment that I fussy cut out that's sweet as can be. Can you believe that it's like the end of August already? I'm just, I just can't believe it, as it's going to be September tomorrow, and then we're going to be into the month of Stamptember with Simon Says Stamps. I always not waste, I go through too much money in Stamptember. It's like, oh no, I'm about to spend a whole lot of money, kind of save all year for it. And then I've still got stamps from last year and the year before that I hoard and I haven't used yet. So I'm going to try not to buy quite so much this year. Do you end up spending a lot at Simon Says in September? I hope I'm not the only one that kind of goes broke. So I'm using some of the black enamel dots on this card, and I'm just doing a scattering of 3 because I'm being kind of stingy and I don't want to use all my enamel dots. So anyhow, this card is done. I just love it. I think I love all these cards from this kit. And now we are already on the 3rd card. Now this card here, I've got it, the pattern paper already glued to a piece of yellow cardstock. I only have like less than 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And so I glued it before I started, before I was on camera, because I wanted to mess with it and make sure I had an even amount of cardstock all the way around. And here I am going ahead and I am using the wreath stencil. And I just tore a piece of Post-it note in half, and I'm just using ink that was already on my blending brushes. I couldn't tell you what color these inks are because it was whatever green was on my brush, and then I come in with the pink blending brush and it's whatever pink was on my brush. I think the last pink I might have used was the like the flamingo pink from Tim Holtz. I know it's I can't remember the entire name. My brain is just not working. It's night right now, and I'm getting ready to go to bed after I do this voiceover, but I wanted to get this done so I can get this uploaded for you. And I just love these pinks and these greens together, so it really turned out nice, no matter what color is on the brushes. And this here, when I start to die cut this out, is right about the time I realize that I forgot to stamp this first, that there was a stamp to go with this stencil. And I think that the florals will look ever so much better if they are stamped. And so I am going to try to stamp this with my black Memento ink, and I'm going to hope that I get it right. And surprisingly, it's just off by the tiniest amount. It's almost looks like I offset it on purpose. I cannot believe that it actually worked. I was prepared to have to go in and redo my stenciling after I stamped and everything, but for once it worked out for me. And I just am very, very pleased that I don't have to go and redo it again. So I am going to glue the wreath on this blue background that's got like some florals and some bees. All the pattern paper that came in this kit is just some of the prettier pattern paper that I've seen from Pink and Main. Pink and Main usually has really nice stuff, but this month I just think it was the best. But then again, I am partial to bees. I love it when kits come out with bee paper or bee stamps. So I can't wait to get to the August Simon Says stamp kit, because I'm really going to enjoy doing that one as well. And I was going to try to get that video out earlier. Like I said, my computer died, but I just got that kit yesterday, so it almost didn't even make it in August. The September kit almost came in September, which, you know, that's okay. That at least I knew it was coming, and it gives me another kit that I look forward to doing for everyone. So this one I used the sentiment, let it be, and I cut that out just in a square. I didn't fussy cut this one out at all, and I used the cute little bee that's holding the little honey, I'm not sure what that's called, the honey dipper, that, and it's just adorable. So I didn't end up using any enamel dots, or I did, I take that back. I used 3 enamel dots in the pink on this one. I thought I didn't at first because this card is busy and they were hiding. So for this last card here, I embossed the blue cardstock, and I end up using the debossed side. I thought that I liked that one just a little bit better. Now it doesn't really matter, because no matter which side you used, you're going to end up with some of these raised hexagons. And I'm gluing that down to my card base, and as you can see, it's actually the back side of the embossing folder, but there's no wrong answer. You can use whatever side you like better. And I am going to pop up the pattern paper. Now this is the pattern paper I cut to 3 by, what would it be, 4 3/4. And this is the first time I've used foam tape on these cards, but I thought this card could use a little bit of dimension. Now this is not the same pattern paper as the one we just used, but it is the same color. It's just got a bigger pattern on it. And so I'm going to pop that up right in the middle there. And I am going to use the little honey pot and the little bee that's got its little arm, kind of looks like it can hold the honey pot. And so I'm going to glue those together, and we've got the sentiment Happy Bee Day that I cut out again in kind of a rectangle using the guillotine trimmer. I didn't feel like fussy cutting again. And I am going to use some of the black enamel dots on this card, because I just think it adds a lot to the card. I love the black enamel dots with the black and yellow bees. And I was going to try to hoard them, but they just work too perfectly with this card. And I've got the little kind of loop-de-loop where you can see where the bee has been that I am putting between the sentiment and the bee before I put on the enamel dots. And I am shocked that I am almost to the end of this video already. So, if you liked listening to me, please give it a thumbs up. And I'd love to have you as a subscriber if you're not already. And if you are, hi! Thanks for coming back. I'm glad you're here. And these are my 4 cards with the Pink and Main August 2023 card kit. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and let me know which card is your favorite. I don't think I have a favorite out of these 4. I just love the way they all turned out. And I would love, 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 though, to know if you have a favorite. And that is it. So anyway, thank you, and bye-bye for now, everyone.